Hey everyone, welcome back to Bucky's Customs. Hey, in this video I'm going to show you how I install the new laser attachment I just received from Sienci Labs for our LongMill. And as you can see, I've already got it installed. I'm going to try to go through a step-by-step process for you so you can follow along. And I'm sure I'm going to miss something, but you know, hopefully what I do here will help you when you get your laser, or maybe help you decide whether or not you want to get a laser for your LongMill. So stay with us. First thing we want to do is we want to go to Sienci Labs webpage. There's a link to their page in the description of this video. You can go there to bring you to what you're looking at right now. What I want you to do is I want you to go to resources and click on the word resources only. Don't go in the drop down, just click resources. It brings you to this page. And of course you're installing the laser, so we're going to go there first. Now, over on the left hand side, this gives you all the breakdowns of what you're looking to do. Now, what I would recommend is that you print, or at least sit in front of your computer or phone and read the user and safety manual. There is also documentation for the basics, as you can see here. Product description, laser diode, laser driver, it goes on and on. It even gives you a quick demo video, which is kind of nice. What we're looking to do now is we're going to go to the assembly, and I want to do that by clicking on unboxing. And what this is it goes down through and it gives you an inventory of everything that is in the box. Okay? And when you unbox, you want to go down through this list and make sure you have everything that's in there. Then you can go to the bottom right hand corner here and you can click Mount the Laser Assembly. Now from there, you're going to have to decide, do you want to put it on the right, the left, or the front side of your router mount? I decided to go with the front, and I'll leave it at that. All I want to do for this particular portion is just show you where the documentation is. And trust me, if you follow this step by step, you will be able to fire up your laser and do an engraving. So now right here you get all your cables and connections. What you want to do is you want to start from the laser. Once you've got it mounted, you want to just keep following these directions all the way down through, and you will be good to go. So let's get with the opening of the box. We'll show you what's in it and we'll get started. If you're new to this channel, please go ahead and click the subscribe button and ring the bell so that you can get notified when I post again. I really appreciate all your support, folks. Now enjoy the video. So now we're going to cut this thing open and take a look. I really appreciate you joining us today. But before we go any further, I want to say thank you to this week's sponsor, Sienci Labs, the makers of the LongMill benchtop CNC, just like the one we use here in our shop. If you're in the market for a CNC machine and you're not really sure what to get, go to their website, cnc.com, and order your mill today. You'll be really happy you did. Now let's get back to our video. Ooh. First thing on the top, an AC cable. And look at this. Not really sure why there's two of these. Let's see. Ah, there's two pair. Nice. Thank you. This is definitely a small package of parts compared to what we received when we got our LongMills, but it is a complete set of parts for everything we need to install our laser on our LongMill. Oh, there it is right there. There it is. My goodness. I'm so excited about this, you have no idea. I'm going to leave that right in the styrofoam, not going to mess with that. And this is our power supply. So, very good. We can get to assembling. Now here's a photo of everything that came in the box, with the exception of the extra glasses I received. If you do not receive everything, please be sure to give Sienci Labs a call and let them know. So really excited about what this can do to accent our LongMill projects. I mean, my head's going crazy right now with all the stuff we can do with this. So I'm excited, as you can see, and I'm going to get to assembling this. Then we'll start trying to use it. We'll go from there. I'm going to fire up gSender and bring this X-axis down towards me here a little bit. And then we're going to get started on installing our laser. I heard it click in, so we'll do a home. And we will bring this thing down to us. And we also have an update here, so we're going to take care of that. So I took the laser diode out and I lined it up along with the two screws that came with it, and I attached it to the right side of my router mount. Now, I'm not sure why I chose the right side. I guess because maybe that's the way I kind of had it attached to his router, but anyway, I sat back and I thought a little bit about this and kind of looked at the wires, and you know, I guess I just decided that maybe I should rethink what side I put this on. And at this point, the right side's not gonna work. So I took the front of the router mount apart and I turned the router. As you can see, I'm just pointing an arrow towards it. I used some zip ties to hold up the cord. I turned it backwards a little bit so that I could get my dust boot on, and I started hooking up the wires to the diode. Now, Sienci Labs made this tremendously easy. Everything is color coded, but if you follow along in the installation, you will see pictures and some directions on how to attach. So that it's under cables, and it starts with the laser. So what you see me doing here is just that. I'm getting all the wires hooked to the laser and getting things started. Now, what I did here was I opened both drag chains. I decided to pull the router power cord out of the drag chains and only put the stepper motor wires in the drag chains. And the reason for that is because of the interference that it can cause. This is the air assist I just put on, and I found the wire for that, plugged it in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start combining these three laser wires together. and I'm going to use zip ties, and then I'm going to kind of route them along that drag chain and hopefully make everything as neat and tidy as I can. Now what you see me so diligently trying to accomplish here is I was pulling the Z-axis stepper motor wire out of the other drag chain and rerouting it down the drag chain on the X-axis and getting that all positioned. And then we were able to run that wire totally into the other drag chain and get it connected to the longboard. So, but anyway, this is more tedious than it is hard. The installation absolutely was easy for the most part. All I was trying to do here was, seeing as how I had it all wide open, I might as well do what I can do to prevent any problems down the road. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm zip tying those 3 wires together, and I am going to attach them eventually to that drag chain on the X-axis. But I'm not going to put them in the drag chain, I'm going to put them on the outside. And hopefully that will solve any issues I may have with electronics. And I even took the on-off button there, the holy crap button, and put that on the outside of the Y-axis drag chain, just in case. So I moved the mill and brought it down towards the back and then got down behind it. It was a little bit easier on my back to attach all this. And like I say, it's more tedious than it is hard, so it took me a little bit to do this. I closed up the drag chain and attached the whole harness to the drag chain with zip ties. And you know, that's temporary for me. I really want to clean it up in the future, but that's what I did for now. And then once I got this done, the rest of it was just attaching it to the laser driver, and I'll show you a little bit of that coming up. But if you're following along all those pictures in the directions, you shouldn't be too far behind me here. Okay, I've completed the attachment to the X and the Y with the cables from the laser diode up on the Z-axis, and now we're getting ready to hook all these wires to that driver that you see right there on my side panel. I've gone on the website and I've opened it up to show me where to install each one of these wires. Now we need to connect the laser to the longboard, and that's what you see me doing right here. That's the purple cable. And then we hook the purple cable to the driver as shown in the picture here. Just go ahead and follow along, make sure that you plug in exactly the way the pictures show and you won't have any issues here. Now, if you're following along with the directions, there's a couple of things that, and one of those things is before that laser will even start, you need to push the reset button on the driver itself. This is something that held me up a bit, and you know, being a guy, my stubbornness, not really totally reading, kind of hurt me in this case, because it pushed me to the next day actually, and you know, that was okay. You know, I've got a philosophy that, hey, step back, take a break, clean up your parts, and shut things down for the day, and we'll hit this head on first thing in the morning. So at this point you can see that the laser's running. I did get it going, and you know, the reset button was 1, and you know, once I got the thing started and I was trying to use it, I realized that I had put the lens in upside down. So I'm going to show you a quick overview of how that goes together here, and that should answer any questions you might have as to how that lens goes in the laser diode. That's something that was not in the instructions. I apologize if this is difficult to see, but you take the part of the lens that has the 2 cuts in it in the thread, and that goes in the focus ring, in the recess of the focus ring. And then all you do is you set the 7mm spring, as long as you're using the G2 lens, you set the 7mm spring on top. That goes in the hole on the laser diode first, and then you screw the lens up into it. You can see me putting the spring on top, and that's the way it goes in, just like that. Go to CNC.com and get yourself a laser for your LongMill. I can't believe how cool this is. You know, and using it in the combination with gSender is definitely the way to go. Definitely the way to go. You can adjust on the fly. If you set it up, you know, a little bit out of skew, maybe it's too slow or too much power, you can adjust the speed and fine tune it as you go, recarve, whatever you need to do while you've got this right on the table. And that's what I did. I love it. And these glasses, anyway, I had so much fun setting this up. Now, I was a little worried about the smoke because I have, as you know, a little Ortour, and I used my dust collection for that because my dust collector is in my garage, which is not a big deal. Like the smoke can go out there, it vents through the eaves, it's not closed in or anything like that. But I was a little concerned about, you know, what am I going to do once I put it on the LongMill? Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not sure about the Sienci Labs magnetic dust boot because I took the bracket off because it restricted my side to side, and started using the sweepy, and all I did was use the bottom attachment without the bristles that it came with, and I don't smell anything in here. It took all of it out. No issues at all. So I had this batch of 5 cutting boards that I needed to get done, and I got them done just in time. The Christmas party for this company is on the 8th, and I have it done, and I'm very happy about that. And thank you, Sienci Labs, for getting this laser out to us. It is phenomenal, and I can't wait to keep making things with this. The setup was fairly easy. For someone like myself who doesn't have the experience, once I read through, and I would highly recommend you read through everything and get it in your head, because something will jog and say, okay, I read that somewhere, that's what I need to do. Well, that's what happened to me. But I got it figured out. It was a couple of day project for me, not steady or anything like that. I just walked away like I always do, come back and retry it. All in all, super happy with it. The only thing that I would probably end up doing is I probably will put a quick disconnect mount on the front of the router bracket, because I don't want that on there while I'm trying to carve, getting it all dusty and all that, because no matter how good your dust collection is, you're still going to get dust. I need to do something with the wires, whenever there's an afterthought or an addition to something. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to fit perfectly, but I will tell you, it is definitely a plug and play. This thing worked out of the box and worked really good. And, it's my knowledge that I need to work on in order to set up my projects with the proper speeds and feeds so that the laser can just do its thing. Experiment. That's my advice to you all out there. If you have a laser, just use it, use it, use it. Just like you did the LongMill, to get used to it. And then eventually it becomes all old news. So to be able to do a little bit more to the project that I carved. I love to do signs and things like that, but I really love to be able to carve exactly what you see in, say, a photograph or an image somewhere, and or a drawing, something like that. Now we have that ability to do that with our LongMill. That's pretty cool. I use laser Grbl to do that because I'm not so good with Carveco yet. I will have to practice at that, but I'll learn it. But laser Grbl, bring it in, set the size, and set it up the best way I could with basically using the Ortour all summer long and playing with it that way. These cutting boards came out really well, and whenever you're carving in different woods, you get a different reaction. Same thing with a laser, you get a different reaction. But I was so excited because I was able to slow it down, because it wasn't engraving dark enough, so I was able to slow it down enough to make that work. The first couple I had to do a couple of times around, but other than that, it worked super. So hey, if you like this video, please go to the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to my channel, and please subscribe. Ring the notification bell so that you can get notified when I post again. And if you really like the video, give it a like too. I'd appreciate that. Hey, until next time, thank you very much for watching, and be safe out there.